Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols, and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth, and today, as part of the Heirloom series from Crossway, we have the Heirloom Thinline in black goatskin. Of all the Crossway releases they have, the black goatskin is genuinely my absolute favorite. I love their Heirloom series. I really do like the Wellington, but I am a black goatskin kind of guy, so let's check this out. First of all, you know it's going to come in a nice two-piece box, and when you open the box, it's going to have this felt and this pledge card that lets you know there's a lifetime warranty. I love how they put it in this little felt jacket here, just to kind of give it that regal look and also protect it while it's in the box. But without any further ado, let's take a look at some of the heirlooms that this thing kind of fits in with. First of all, we have the Alpha. Now this one is about 7.5 by 5.5-ish range, and this one functionally is just like a thin line, this Alpha, and that's because the font is a 7-point font and the notes are limited. There are no references. That's all you get is the biblical text in paragraph format. So this is going to be very similar to the thin line and very similar to the Omega in the sense you get that 2-column paragraph format, but it's going to give you a teeny font. This one gives you just a little bit more because this gives you that 8.5-ish by 6-ish range in that personal size, where this is more of a compact, this is more of that personal size, but this is going to give you an 8-point font in that same paragraph format. Again, no references, very limited notes. So the Alpha and the thin line are going to be very similar in their layout, but what really makes this one special is it gives you that hand size and it's under an inch thick. This thing is truly a thin line. There are a couple Bibles I want to compare it to. These are some slim lines. This one is the NLT slim line. This one has the filament enablement in genuine leather, and you can see it's really thin, it's personal size, but when you compare their thickness, you can see that this is even thinner than Tyndale's slimline. Now this one's no longer in print, but this is the most comparable. This is the J. Vernon McGee NKJV slimline, and you can see they are virtually the same size and the same thickness. So if you're looking for something that has that really slim feel and has that Omega or that Alpha look, and has a pretty decent sized font with that 8-point font, then this is really a great option for you. This has the 28 GSM paper. Everything is line matched. The words of Christ, as most ESVs, are in black. And in the New Testament, you can see it gives you ample enough notes to let you know some of the textual critic decisions they made. It comes with 2 really thin double-sided satin ribbons. I'm okay with these ribbons in a thin line like this because it's so thin. If you put those big thick daddies in there, it's not going to work out. Check it out. It's got the gold and black head and tail band there. This goatskin is nice and pebbly. Now, one thing to keep in mind, Crossway's goatskin is stamped. This is not a natural grain, but it is beautiful. Nice little tooled out hubs on the spine. Really hit that spine stamping nice. This is an excellent addition. But what I want to do is compare it real quickly also to the Heritage. And as you can see, the Heritage is going to give you a bit of a bigger font. This is a 9.25 font, but it's also quite a bit thicker, and this one's going to be in single column. So if you don't like the bulk of this Heritage, but you love the personal size nature of it, then this thin line is really a dead ringer. So let's compare the two real quick. Of course, you're going to have your single column. In the poetic settings, you can see there's a lot of white space on this, but that 9.25 font, it is pretty significant in how much larger it is in this. Now let's go ahead and get into a paragraph form here, and let's get it in this one as well. And you can see that font looks a lot busier. The leading space here is a lot more clean because they have to cram a bit more text in this because they're making that double column and they're making it so thin. So having a Bible thick gives you a lot of room. Having a Bible big gives you a lot of room. This is a full-size thin line. This is the ESV Omega. And the layouts are going to be very similar, but this one, check it out. This has almost an 11-point font coming in at a 10.5. Now, the disadvantage of the Omega, and it's one thing I wish they would change, I love this layout otherwise, is those references in the corner. I almost wish they'd just get rid of the references and make it just like they did with the Alpha and the thin line. It's where you have some notes on the bottom. You have those nice even columns, that 11-point font. All three of these are excellent. It just really depends on what you want. Do you want that hand-sized feel? Do you want that compact feel? Or do you just want that big, large font? All of them are beautiful. And look at that rose gold art gilding there. Just absolutely gorgeous. Then when you get to the liner, of course, you know these are going to be edge lined. This is going to be a cowhide liner. Beautiful perimeter gilt line here. Really nice tight corners. I love how they kind of iron. I don't know if they iron them or they press them, but they make those corners good and tight. They're not super pleated. And the edge line tab is just nice and thin. Check that out. They didn't make it real thick. Will this thing lay flat in Genesis? Let's check it out. We're in Exodus. Let's move back. Keep moving back. We're in Genesis 2, and that, for a smaller Bible, is not bad. So obviously we're going to go ahead and go to the features and check it out. We've got a Bible pretty much laying flat. Now we know the Omega is also capable of doing the same thing in laying flat in Genesis. You're going to have that edge line hump there. That will wear in over time, but here we are on the presentation pages, and of course this is the most impressive one right here. Check this out. We have a little bitty compact, and when you pull that thing forward, we're in Genesis, and check this out, laying flat in a compact. That is not an easy task to get a compact to lay flat this early in the Bible. Now it is going to struggle a little bit in the contents page, but once you get past all the features and get into Genesis, you can see that thing's going to lay flat pretty easy without the use of hands. So the real question is, what are your needs? Do you want something with a large print? You're going to have to go with the Omega. Do you want something really thin and somewhat compact and personal size? Can you handle that 8-point font? Then this thin line really is going to be a home run for you. Do you need a little bit of a larger font, but you want that personal size? Then you're going to have to go with the thick guy in the Heritage. There are so many amazing options in the Heirloom series. I recommend that you check them out, but this thin line is excellent. One more thing about the thin line that I've got to tell you before we close out is that it is not line matched. It's a little difficult to tell because the paper is so opaque, but that is something that may bother a few people, is that lack of line matching. You can see the text is just a little bit off here and there. It seems like maybe every other page is really close, but then some of them are a little off. So I think this is an amazing addition. I love what Crossway is doing. I love their Heirloom series. Let me know what you think and which one is your favorite. God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nicholsworth.